Hello. It has obviously been a bit since I've posted like an actual video to this channel. I'm sure most of us know why. We are literally going through the biggest civil rights movement in history, it seems. Some actual legitimate helpful change is long overdue, not only in the US, but also globally. This channel has always been a lifestyle-centric channel, so that's what I'm going to focus on in today's video. I just want to talk about going forward, how maybe some of my priorities are going to be shifting a little bit in the brands I choose to focus on this channel, the things I choose to focus on this channel. Not too much is going to change, but I just want to make a video so we kind of have like a clean slate, just going into this new normal that we hopefully have once the dust starts to kind of settle on this revolution that we're going through, it seems. This video is inspired in part by Inspiru. I will link her channel down below. She did a video talking about brands that she's no longer going to be supporting after kind of Black Lives Matter has had a really strong presence in the media as of late. Certain brands' responses have just certainly been better than others, and I kind of want to talk about that a little bit in this video, but not too much. Again, I kind of want to keep this video short and sweet. Sustainability and racial justice are absolutely connected. Anyone who disagrees needs to do a little bit more research into sustainability and how when we, for instance, make garments in ways that exploit workers, that has waste runoff into the communities where those garments are manufactured. It's people of color who are predominantly being affected by things like that. So while I've tried to focus on kind of like the baseline level sustainability as it relates to lifestyle products on this channel, I just want to go a click below where I've been and just be a little bit more strict on myself and what I choose to present to you guys on this channel and what I just choose to incorporate in my everyday life, because everything that I talk about on this channel are things that I genuinely use in my day-to-day, and I just want to make sure that holistically speaking, I am living a life that I can 100% get behind, that I'm sharing products I can 100% get behind with you guys, with all of this new kind of information that we've all been given as of late. Cruelty-free was and always has been kind of my number one checkbox to tick on this channel, and that really won't be going away. Sustainability and ethical manufacturing have always been preferences, but I haven't really done an amazing job presenting that to you guys, especially considering that I literally studied sustainable fashion design in school. I don't know what laziness has crept up upon me that I'll just like in a moment where I feel like I need something new, I'm getting bored of my wardrobe or whatever. Although I've adopted more conscious shopping habits, I'll still like slip up and like go to Zara, and I just really, that's not necessary for that brand. They're doing just fine without me, clearly. That's not great for kind of my values that I hold within myself. I don't want to be talking about stuff like that on this channel, especially other brands like Topshop or other sort of fast fashion brands that really have proven to not actually care about people like me, BIPOC in this time, specifically Black people in this time. There's just really no point in supporting these brands that do like the bare minimum, pretty much. That's also just going to be better for my spending habits in general. I also really want to like start getting into like making my own clothes and stuff. It's always something that I'm like thinking I'm going to do and then I never actually do. So that could maybe be something that you guys would maybe find interesting to see on this channel, because what's more sustainable than making your own clothes or thrifting once we have some thrift stores open up again. I used to be such an avid thrifter and I've really kind of drifted away from that. I still love vintage and all of that. Vintage is kind of my like number one source of sustainable clothing, but there's just so many avenues that I've been forgetting to explore and highlight on this channel. So I just definitely want that to be in the forefront again. So with that said, those are all like absolute requirements for the products that I consume go forward. And then a preference that I really have now is supporting Black-owned brands. I've highlighted Black-owned brands on this channel in the past, but really not fully the way that I would like to. There's just so many amazing brands out there, and I've really taken a deep dive these past couple of weeks, and seriously, if there's like a product you're looking for, there's obviously a Black-owned brand for it. So yeah, I actually shared a curated list on my Instagram. I'll slide out of the way. Very cute stuff. I highly recommend checking out this list and checking out other people's lists that they've been sharing. I'll have mine linked down below. I also want to transition into talking about some brands that I will probably no longer be supporting on this channel, or at least I just won't be talking about unless I see some like legitimate change. Everlane is a brand that donated money during this time, that has been posting educational resources, but I still can't get behind the lack of transparency surrounding their alleged union busting. It's just so strange that a company that really prides themselves in being radically transparent still can't fully own up to that, and they are instead trying to sweep it under the rug. There's lots of brands that have been shady during this time, acting like, you know, they care. They've maybe even, like I said, gone as far to donate to different organizations. But if you just like peek behind the curtain a little bit, you'll see in their history that these are just things that they don't actually care about, and it's all marketing and nothing else. I also made a list on Instagram, which I will link below as well, talking about brands' responses in this time of Black Lives Matter. I'm sure a handful of you have probably already seen it at this point, and I do want to remind you to take that list with a grain of salt. Those are literally just brands that every day I would hop on my phone, hop on Instagram, scroll. If a brand popped up, I would take a screenshot of what they were doing. I forgot brands like Zara, Nordstrom, real obvious stuff. So use this list as a source of inspiration to check up on your favorite brands and see how they've not only responded in this time of Black Lives Matter, but what else have they done in the history of their brand? Have they done anything problematic? Are there any receipts online of shady things that perhaps founders, CEOs have said or done? I hope that list can be a starting point for you to continue to do your own research as well, and just decide, is this a place I want to be giving my coin to? Like, voting with your dollar is so important, and it's so important now more than ever. So yeah, use that list, check it out, and then also just think about that as you maybe proceed forward as a consumer of goods and services. I'm also kind of bummed out by some brands like Panache and Simone Perel. Those are some kind of like high-end lingerie brands that I was actually going to talk about on this channel coming up, but they were dead silent during this time. And I know that a lot of these issues are happening in the US, but we would be foolish to think that this is not a global issue as well. Colorism, racism is unfortunately alive and well on every continent on this planet. So now more than ever, we just really need all brands to be speaking up no matter where they are in this world. And just some were dead freaking silent. Same with Lonely. Lonely Lingerie is a brand that I have been coveting forever. I love their products, and unfortunately they have been completely radio silent for a really long time, and that's just kind of weird to me. It's kind of weird. The reason I like lingerie brands are kind of top of mind for me right now is because that's the video I was researching before kind of all of this blew up. So brands like Pansy and Hara are two that I was going to highlight in my sustainable lingerie video, and I'm very happy to say that I will still highlight them whenever I post that video. They have gone above and beyond. I'll slide out of the way here to share some screenshots. Not only sharing educational resources, making donations, but just really highlighting Black people, Black bodies, celebrating their stories during this time. And I'm like 100% here for it. Someday, if I'm ever bougie enough to afford Rachel Antonoff clothing, Mara Hoffman clothing, those are two high-end brands that have been so passionate during all of this. If you guys are curious about some other beauty brands, and then just other brands in general, and their responses during this time, especially responses in terms of how many Black people they have working in their corporate offices and in leadership positions. Jackie Aina kind of made a call out to all brands specifically beauty brands, to share their numbers, be transparent. And so you can search the hashtag pull up or shut up. And then there's also been an Instagram page made that's collecting beauty brands. I know I'm kind of all over the place in this video in terms of like apparel, lingerie, beauty. But again, like I said, this is a lifestyle channel. We're buying all of these products all the time. So it's just important to keep tabs on any brand and what they're doing. And I kind of flew through all of my thoughts super quick. I also realized I jumped into this video so fast that I did not explain where I am right now. I am in my boyfriend's apartment in Colorado. This has just been a really difficult time, and I was having a hard time going through it alone. So I wanted to be with someone I love, and that is where I am, in case you guys were curious. I didn't really publicize that too much, but anyway, kind of a scatterbrained video, but I wanted to post this video before I start posting any other brand collaborations, any other sort of videos, whatever on this channel. So that's where I stand. As a recap, going forward, cruelty-free, sustainable, ethical, and preferably Black-owned products will be featured on this channel. I also, of course, just want to focus on BIPOC and LGBTQ+ owned brands, period. There's just so many, unfortunately, marginalized groups out there who don't get their moment in the spotlight because of the status quo that's just been in place for far too long. And I just want to make sure that my channel is a place that's really inclusive and lifting up the brands that really actually deserve to be lifted up. So I think that's all I had to say. Let me know if you guys have any questions about anything. I'm happy to answer them. And with that, it was so good seeing you all. I will see you in my next video whenever I post it. And stay safe, stay protesting, stay fighting for what's right. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.